Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me today for number 116 of Poets in Pajamas. As you can see, I am wearing my finest pajamas, and I have my summer party friends Grogu and Sparkle with me. While we're waiting for people to join in, it'd probably be great if we could take time to show you where you can find more of my work. I got started writing through the Right Now anthologies by Shizue Siegel. These are the two where my publications have been in Essential Truths is the new one, Civil Liberties United, and then Endangered Species Enduring Values. These are both from Peace Press, Pease Press, and Shizue Siegel, who runs the press and puts these anthologies together, is actually running a fundraiser right now for the upcoming anthology, Essential Truths. I'll be reading today from my new book, Scattered Arils. This came out last May, so this year, and I'm really proud of it. It's been about 7 years in the making in some ways, and then more like 4 years in the making in others, because I always think of Solmaz Sharif's quote of how her writing career has been engendered by a series of generosities of writers who were encouraging her along her way in writing. And I really feel that as well currently, because it's something that I think a lot of people who aren't writers tend to think that we do this type of work in isolation, but rather this is something that is very much engendered and supported by community, which is why I bring my next anthology, My Shadow is My Skin, published by University of Texas Press. This came out last year, March 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic. We were supposed to have an event at AWP in San Antonio, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But I'm really happy to say that this book is now in its second print run, which means it's sold out of its first 1,000 copies. And this is an anthology of Iranian American writing that is incredibly urgent and really diverse. I'm really honored that Catherine Whitney and Layla Emery chose my essay, Pushing the Boundaries, to go into this collection. This is actually my first publication acceptance in, I want to say, 2015, but it took about 5 years to find a publisher and get it put together and out into the world. So this is a really vital text that I hope you enjoy. If you enjoy more of my poetry today, there's also creative nonfiction essays that I do. And then last but not least, we have Colossus Home. This is a really fantastic project because all of the proceeds have gone to Moms for Housing, which is a organization which fights for housing security for homeless mothers in Oakland. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the way that the city of Oakland had displaced and evicted women from this house that they were reclaiming for themselves, because no one should have to worry about where they're housing their children. Right, so I will go ahead and get started with a reading today from Scattered Arils. And once again, you can get that book from Milk and Cake Press. They are based in Ohio, and they do really fantastic work. This first poem is called For Persepolis. My body is a temple set in a wasteland, armored with mirrors for camouflage. My body is a wasteland and a temple, a possession so prized, a Trojan horse of people came to invade and ruin me. Filled my insides with powders, oils, flowers, and wines, drank deep from my ceremonial cup, dusting the dead with laughter, shaking columns down, crumbling plaster. Still I stand, a heritage forbidden from the future, wiped from the cartography of record. It's my ruins, scattered cracked mirrors to reflect the rot outside. The Gravediggers of Mosul. The city is theirs again. Demons cast out from their nests left behind, eggs hatching amongst buildings scattered like broken teeth. No task less rewarded than those who sweep away a bomb's destruction. Ruins abound where a building once stood. Gravediggers arrive one by one, single file groups recruited for revealing truth when dust settles and haze clears. They walk in every day, sifting through the blanket of gray rubble, broken into powdered wreckage, peering through raggedly empty windows to find hands grasping air from a pile of ash. Hands beating a beating heart, fingers curled towards palms. How many beatings can this muscle take before pericardium becomes a sinew, knotting over calluses, bumped and bruised, swollen tenderness turning to bone? Unearthing bodies in sweltering heat with crowbars, shovels, pickaxes, wielded by those left behind, clamoring for their bloodlines, desperately wrapped in ash. This next poem deals with heavy themes of genocide. So just a trigger warning if you need to take care of yourself. This next poem is called Remains, for Susan Meisela's Kurdistan photo essay. 6 or more bodies create a mass grave. The desiccation of bones, grim fire culminating in revelations. Backs against walls, men sit drinking tea, smoking an errant cigarette, ignoring the dread of a severed spinal column, revealed by a shovel scrap. A giant of hidden legacies unearthed within bare rooms. The great mass, the majority of the majority of toddlers, ulnas, and radiuses clutching homemade toys still preserved, decorating the ground, sifting through sand. Those living on the surface survived as exhumed bones marked by bleak truth, found resting under homespun cloth, shoes still worn on decaying tarsals, orbitable sockets covered with blindfolds clustered into one body. Mass, a coherent large body of matter amalgamating into one shape. Grave, an excavation for a body's rest, with no headstone or ceremony. Dignity and its accompanying rest are robbed until descendants bore into the earth. Pepper the grassy hillside and repair the earth with singular graves, solemnly reburied. Regarding that last poem, I saw that photo essay by Susan Meisela in the SF Museum of Modern Art, and I'm Iranian American, and I'm very used to being situated within a context of having less power. However, when I came across those photographs, it definitely reminded me of the same oppression that other ethnic groups can perpetuate against each other, and I felt really strongly about marking that particular moment with the poem, so thank you for listening to that one. This next one is called Steeped. The British are known for their tea, spoils of their empire across the Asian continent. An afternoon tea service, watercress crusts cut off, Chinese porcelain cups, ivory and petal pink. But not for chai, with clear glass vessels and gilded wrought-handled covers imbued with amniotic fuel. Ori, perched top of an engraved samovar, served eldest to youngest. A sugar cube held between teeth, a saucer to pour and cool, sipped to dissolve the crystals down your throat. Chai said like cha and yi, not chai like shy flowing over taste buds, book-ended molasses, cinnamon, copper, amber coveted. Not a store-bought concentrate mixed with nut milks, but rather hand-mixed tea from cluttered spice cabinets filled to the brim with fennel seeds, saffron pistils, sumac ground in jars, stored in secret, carried in suitcases, mint and dried limes on plane rides west from Iran. A reverse spice road. Chai like jasmine blooming on a warm, dark night. Fallen orange blossoms curled and dried, picked from damp tan bark, dust on fingers, a laid-out palette, cured and blended. Bodywork. We spoke with tactile sensations before my tongue knew words. The roughness of your tender embrace belying the expanse of smooth skin wrapped around my infant frame. I should have read the omens to my own fate when you first asked me to walk over your shoulder blades. We've been here before, virile with black inked into your mustache, my juvenile steps over the ends of your bones, and I know where the curve of my spine began to bend under touch, sweet touch placed at the nape of my neck. Your neck curves there too, where tired tendons snap taut into place as flushing skin whispers what is larynxally locked through capillary warmth. Limbs sprawled over grounded earth, your weathering hand clutches the arc of my calloused foot, textured